Swamiji, I wanted to start off by talking about time and space. I think it was scientist Donald Hoffman who said that time and space is doomed, and he said that with a lot of truth. Now, I wanted to ask you, in terms of Advaita Vedanta, what is time? Is time real, or is it all an illusion?
That's a difficult question. These are really deep, fundamental questions. From an Advaitic perspective, time and space it's like the stage on which the drama of the universe is being played. So it gives us the framework, the background in which the infinite can appear as this multiplicity. Swami Vivekananda said, this universe is the wreckage of the infinite on the shores of time, space, and causation. Now, the moment you say this, one notices that you are privileging some other ultimate reality above time and space. So time and space are somewhere down in the hierarchy. So there is a reality beyond time, there is a reality beyond space, which appearing through time and space are experienced as this universe of ours. There is this distance, space is there, and the flow of time seems to be there. So time and space, in a Vedantic perspective, is like the floor on which a theatrical performance is taking place. Not ultimately real, but cannot be dismissed as unreal either.
Wow. Okay, no, that's a lot to take in, but thank you. I also wanted to talk to you about death. Now, this is like probably one of the top 5 topics in philosophy. So many people, at least at one point of their lives, question the concept of death. And I wanted to ask you, especially in the context of Advaita Vedanta, that do we ever actually die? And if we do, what part of us dies?
That's actually a central question in Vedanta, in fact, in all kinds of spirituality. And I would say even to all human beings, it's a very deep question for us, because as human beings, we are acutely aware of our mortality. We can push it to the background of our thinking, but one day or the other, we are confronted when we especially see the death of a beloved person. We are somehow lifted up from our mundane, quotidian life into something higher or something deeper when we are confronted with death of somebody, especially somebody you knew closely, or when we see death on a huge scale, on TV or in the news. So this, we are confronted with it. Whether you are spiritual or philosophical, you're not, you're just living your life, but death is always present. Now, Vedanta says, like you said, we don't really die. It's just the opposite of what we commonly hold to be the one truth of our lives. We all think that whatever there is, maybe there's God, maybe there isn't, but I know for sure I'm going to die. And Vedanta says, you're not going to die. We are that reality which is beyond time and space, which is called Atman or Brahman, which does not change. And since it does not change, the change is something that happens within time. So if there's at all something beyond time, it won't change. If it doesn't change, it won't die. In fact, it gets even weirder. Vedanta will say that you actually were not even born. It's the body which is born, it's the body which ages, and it's the body which ultimately dies. Physically, it dissolves back into nature from which it came. But you, the conscious being, you don't die. Now, there is a little bit of a wrinkle here, a distinction to be understood. According to Vedanta, we, as this embodied being, this sentient being, we actually have these 2 aspects. One is, right now when we look into ourselves, thoughts, feelings, ideas, memories, desires, just the person that I am. I mean, this body is there, but the person I am is something that I feel directly within myself. So that's called the subtle body. The thoughts, feelings, emotions, the prana, the life forces, all of it, it's a package. It's called the subtle body. And that does not die with the death of the physical body. Often, little ambiguously in English, it's sometimes called the soul. So it's an immortal soul which comes in from past lives, takes this birth, and when this body dies, it goes on to future lives. And this is it's a belief, but it's a common belief across Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, all the Indian religions, in fact. Even the Middle Eastern religions, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Islam, they also believe in the immortal soul, that there is something that survives the death of the body. So all religions, starting from the most primitive ones, they believe there is something surviving the death of the body. And there's a second aspect to it. Vedanta says even this is not your real nature. You are actually beyond the subtle body. You are this limitless existence, consciousness place. So there are these three levels of our existence. This physical body, which is going to die, and the subtle body, which is not going to die, but is going to take up future bodies and will experience birth and death of those bodies. And beyond both of these, physical body and subtle body, is the Atman, consciousness, awareness, pure consciousness, pure being. So that's our real nature, and that's immortal.